Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Fate Extra Last Encore, which is on episode 3. This episode right here was actually pretty okay, not too bad. So, although a little bit in a certain way simplistic in a certain sense. So, if anything else, let's go. We had to it that Rin Tosaka saves Saber and Hakuno from Shinji's headquarters and ends up healing him up and explains the situation about the first floor and how the system's a little bit overwritten because of Shinji's power on the first floor, etc. And of course, like the only way how to ascend is to take on a master, which is Shinji alone. So we have to it that Hakuno decides to kill Shinji to stop his madness or something. And we have to it that the next day Rin, Saber, and Hakuno ends up working together to reach Shinji. And Shinji, on the other hand, was waiting on the school rooftop where he will meet Hakuno. And we get to know a little bit of where Shinji wanted to make something out of the first floor and maybe leaves behind something like a certain legacy, whatever the hell it is that he wants, and that's the reason why he acted the way he is. And we have to it that Shinji and Hakuno decides to face each other while Saber and Ryder, which is the pink-haired servant, which we saw in last episode, ends up facing each other. Of course, Nero was at a certain disadvantage because of Ryder's abilities of Shifts and Noble Phantasm. After Nero realizes Ryder's true name, etc., she ends up trying to use a ship with her magic, but she was out of mana. But Hakuno, on the other hand, dives in the ocean floor when he saw Nero go in the ocean floor and ends up transferring his mana through a kiss, through physical contact, which is really very, very jealous of me to see that. But it is what it is. And we had to it that Saber ends up explaining Ryder's true name and calls her Francis Drake, and therefore ends up clashing against her once more and managed to use Imperial Privilege as her ability to crash that ship into Francis Drake's ship or Ryder's ship. And apparently we have to it that Saber was going after Ryder full force. Ryder was trying to shoot her down, but it looks like to me her guns clogged up and Nero landed a fatal hit on her. Shinji decides not to cut the contract with his servant and decides to decapitate. After explaining his reasonings to Hakuno, Hakuno tells him that's enough. I'm not going to hate you any more than I have to. And Ryder, on the other hand, tells Shinji, her master, you didn't hurt your friend after all. But Shinji, on the other hand, says his last words by saying, he's not my friend, though. And therefore ends off there. After the ending credits or something, we see a post-credit scene where we get to see the true first floor. It was nothing more than ruins and water, which Nero explains that the city that they were in was nothing more than an illusion. And we had to it that that Saber and Hakuno ends up getting ready to ascend to the next floor, while Rin Tosaka, who's in a freaking magical motorcycle, says, "Wait up for me, where are you going?" or something, you know? I'm thinking in my mind, that is just freaking funny as hell right now, you know? But aside from that, episode was pretty simplistic, although kind of short of action scene between Saber and Ryder, but I guess it is what it is if that's in the video game. Speaking of Saber, her ability, Imperial Privilege, seems to be useful. She can actually use the same ability as her enemies as long they are still standing, which I go that's pretty impressive. I wonder what else this Saber really has in store. Guess I'll have to find out later. Although the episode is pretty simplistic and nothing big and detailed I could really get into, maybe that talk with Tosaka talking to Hakuno about the system, etc., that seems very important, though I didn't pay attention much to it because it seemed a little complicated for me to even understand in a certain sense, such as the Seraph system being overwritten, but I don't know. Like I said, the episode was pretty cool, pretty simplistic, but guess we'll have to... I can't wait to see more eventually. Hopefully, the next floor and fight whatsoever would not be so disappointing. Just saying, because it was too short. But I guess it's Shinji in a certain sense due to the fact that Ryder has not fought for a while and she died. Yeah. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alphazor, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace out. Bye bye. Toodaloo.